Yes, just got the Tattered Lace magazine SVG. Thanks, Mel. Been out A&E this morning. Oh, no. Oh, I hope you're all right, Linda. Yeah, we did it for you, didn't we? I think you were the lady who messaged in last week and said you missed it because you've been looking after your grandchildren. We did it. We put it back on. Lily, are you putting a message in for YouTube?
Yeah, it's just up. We've just got it up.
It's working?
It should be now, yeah.
Right, YouTube should be working now. Oh, everybody's welcome in your Mark. We have a lot of fun here. We're not professional or slick, but everybody that comes behind this counter crafts. So we kind of know what questions to ask, and you can interact with us in the comments underneath the video. How exciting is that? I love it when we get new people. Mark, can you just put a comment in and let us know where you how you found us, please, because it's always interesting to know where you found us. Right, so let me tell you a little bit about live shopping, and then you know exactly what to do. So we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop with us, you can shop on either of our social platforms, Facebook and Instagram. And to do that, we're going to show you a product, and every product that we show you will have a code. And that code will be on that information banner on the screen. So, for example, shop and then the code, that will put that product into a basket for you. Then you'll receive a direct message. Open the message, click the link. That will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where you need to log into that account so you get those club member benefits, and then check out those baskets. Now, on some of the products here, they're digital. So today there's no postage and it's instant. So you could be making these cards this afternoon, which is super exciting, isn't it? I love that. I love the fact that digital is instant. So that's how you shop on either Facebook or Instagram. If you would prefer to shop directly on our website, you don't need the shop codes for that. So you can go on to highlightcrafts.com, click the show, and all the products in that show will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll appear as a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click that bag, and that will take you through that process. Now, you can also type the word live into the comments, and that gives us permission to send you a little notification just before each show goes live, so you don't miss anything. And if you're busy, and we get it, we all have lives, don't we? You can shop ahead from midnight. Now, it doesn't have to be midnight. It could be at 7 o'clock in the morning if you want it to be. But from midnight, the offers and the deals open up. And to access those, just go to highlightcrafts.com. On the homepage, there's a banner that says Shop Today's Deals. Click on that, and then you can fill your basket. Okay, right. I'm going to start with the deal of the day because this is brilliant. Now then, in here, you're going to get your vinyl. I know we've got some different vinyl for you in here. Now, it's down from $34.99 to $29.99. You will then get further discount off that. And it's 35 sheets of vinyl and 4 sheets of transfer tape and this, which is your little scraper for burnishing it down. So I'm presuming this is contents as they are. I don't know though, you might need to check that. Can you just check, Lily, make sure contents don't vary for me. So first of all, you're going to get your 4 12 by 12 sheets of your transfer tape, which is brilliant. This is a really good quality one as well. Then you're going to get your mixed vinyl. So you've got all of these different colours. You've got some gloss, you've got some matte, but you've got all of these. You've got metallics. Oh, I love that. Oh, good grief. I think I might have to buy one of these. I love that colour. You've got all of these different ones in here. And the vinyl starter kit we sold out last week, it is back on order. If you want a vinyl starter kit from us, please go onto the product on the website and you can ask for an email to be sent out when it comes back in stock. Now, this price will go back up tonight at midnight, so please don't miss out on that. That is brilliant. And vinyl on the ScanNCut, I mean, you've seen me for years cut that little teeny tiny 6mm snowflake. Superb, absolutely superb. If you have a CM machine, your regular cutting blade, the blue one, will work perfectly on your vinyl. You need to drop your pressure. Now these are rough guesses because I don't know how old your blade is, but rough guess would be -2 pressure, speed on 5, never change it. And on your blade housing, just take it just under the number 1. Now, if it doesn't cut right, if it doesn't kiss cut properly, take your blade up ever so slightly and try again. But you don't need a specific vinyl blade on your CM machines, so you can get going with that, which is great. Please don't miss out on that. Shot colours $29.99. We haven't got a massive amount, and when it's gone, it's gone. Right, let's talk about shape cards, shall we? Because this is batch number 14. Now, we launched this from one of our live shows from the NEC. I know they were a bit bonkers, weren't they? A bit chaotic, but we did it. Actually, just before I do this, I'm just going to answer a couple of questions because we found us via the Crafty Witches.
Aww.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Mark, for letting me know. That's fabulous. Absolutely. Right, let me just find Anne. So Anne had an issue this morning, whereas when she was trying to download something from Canvas Workspace, it was telling her that it couldn't do it because there were shapes outside of the downloadable area, which is the mat space. So sometimes, Anne, when you've designed something, you might have bits over here, bits over there. When you come to download it, everything has to be on that mat. Doesn't matter if it's piled on top of each other, but it all has to be within the area of that digital mat that you can see on your screen. Now, sometimes, and it happens to me all the time, when you're doing a lot, you might lose a piece that you can't see on your screen because it's gone further to the left or right. And the best way to find out if you have is to select all and group it. And if you've got a box like that in the mat, you know you're good. If it goes like that, you know there's something somewhere else. That's the easiest way to do it, okay? And then I have another question that I'm going to answer later on in the show about cutting your card. So we'll sort that one out later on. Right, Kaz says, life is very naughty at times, interrupting my ScanNCut shows. How rude. Right, card shapes, my lovelies. So first of all, you're going to get instructions. Easy to follow as well. You get your instructions for all 4. Okay, we're going to do the K card in this show. Then you're also, I just want to show you what that looks like. So first of all, your 2-tab slider. That is this one. So this is great. I think this is brilliant for a gift card holder. Look at this. So one pulls out there, one pulls out there. Now, Becky was smiling this morning because she designed these and she had to work it out from one of the templates that you used to get with a plastic bag. Honestly, seriously, you cut a plastic bag and then tape it together and to make this work. This is super, super, super easy now. So get this. So you're getting this one in there. You can buy it separately if you want, but please don't do that. Please don't do that because it's $14.99 for all 4, not $6.99 each. So that's your 2-tab slider. You then get your star card. Now that's this one. Now tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you how to make this because it's super, super easy. What I'm going to do is show you how to put something in this aperture. So instead of using it as a star card, you then have it as a pop-up. Okay, so we're going to do that together at 6 o'clock. So that's your star card. You're then going to get your K card, which is this one. So your K card is that one. How lovely is that? Isn't that cute? They're fabulous, aren't they, these? And if you're wondering where the papers are from, they're all from our mini downloads. I'm going to talk to you about a few of those later on. So you've got your K card in there, and then you've got your advanced pop-up. This is great. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I love that. And you've got to count down, otherwise it doesn't work. Right, watch. 3, 2, 1. Isn't that fabulous? I love that. And I've literally just cut out all the mats and layers for that in between shows. So it's super, super quick and easy to do because you do get all the mat layers as well. So all the files for those, so you don't need to work anything out, which is always good, right? So shop set will get you all 4 of those for $14.99. Now, of course, because they're scalable vectors, you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. So you can do all those fabulous things that we do as ScanNCut users. Lily, can you do me a favour and just put the aircon on for me, because I'm about to melt, end up as a puddle. Right, now then, let's talk Flower of the Month, shall we? Because we also launched this at the NEC, and this is lovely. So when we bring you Flower of the Month, we bring you one every month, and it's a flower. Clue's in the name, right? This month is the carnation. So when we bring you this, you get it in the original size, which is what the die would have been. You either then get a smaller and a larger version, or a larger and an extra large version, depending on what the artwork calls for. You then get all of the artwork, so the reflections artwork, so when you cut it out, you will get other coloured image. You also get the reverse of that artwork. You also get digital decoupage layers, so layers that our graphic designers have gone in and digitally cut out for you. So you just cut those out and decoupage them up. We did that at 8 o'clock this morning. And then you also get the detailed designs. Now, the detailed designs are fabulous. We've always had them, and you can draw them, foil them, emboss them, etc., etc. What we haven't always done is on our reflections now, as well as having the rectangle, the alignment rectangle around the outside edge, you'll also have alignment crosses. And they are for your detailed designs if you want to use the foiling starter kit on top of your reflections. So it's pinpoint accurate. I've been teaching you how to do it by eye, because there was something that was stopping us doing it. We worked our way around that, and now you can literally line them up. I might do this at the end of that hour just to show you how it works, because I think that's interesting. So you get all of that, plus you get your Minecraft Studio files. Now, if you haven't got Minecraft Studio yet, please go on to highlightcrafts.com, download it for free. You need a Windows-based PC, so it needs to be Windows-based, but Minecraft Studio is absolutely phenomenal, and it's free. Now, Minecraft Studio and ScanNCut work perfectly hand in hand. So, for example, when we have a reflections sheet, you might have 2 sets of the carnation, or 4 carnations on one sheet. Now, the only way you can go bigger with that is if you have an A3 printer, and most of us don't have an A3 printer. But you can take one image like that carnation in Minecraft Studio and make it the size that you want it to be. So you could have it that big if you wanted, as long as it was within that A4. But instead of having 4, you'll have 1, right? And then at the bottom of Minecraft Studio, it gives you the accurate measurements for the height and the width. So if you then take one of the cutting files in that reflection and resize it to that size, you know that that is going to fit that artwork perfectly. So the 2 of them are a marriage made in heaven. They're fabulous. So this is why we bring it and we bundle it together for you. So you get all of this detail with Minecraft Studio. Now, you're not going to get reflections that look like this. You're going to get the ones with the positioning rectangle around it. So you'll get those, because these are your die ones. You'll get your SVG ones. You're also going to get your digital stamps. So if you wanted to use these, you get those. You also get your backgrounds in here. You then get overlays. Now, these printed on acetate look absolutely beautiful. And then you also get this download worth $4.99 thrown in. So if we put the details up for both of them, Lily, please, with the free backgrounds, shop digital for $14.99. You're going to get all of the cutting files, all of the artwork, the foiling files, your Minecraft Studio, and this, which is worth $4.99 for $14.99. And if you go in, yeah, Mel, but I haven't got Minecraft Studio, it's free. Go and download it right now. It's a brilliant, brilliant program. 2 reasons I avoided it. 1, didn't think I'd be able to use it, because I met a lady at the NEC and she went, oh, I really want one of these machines, but I'm a technophobe. I just shook her hand and said, nice to meet you, I'm Mel. I'm also a technophobe. So I didn't think I'd be able to use Minecraft Studio. It is a doddle. It has an undo and a redo, so that takes the fear out of it, and just play around with those sliders. Also, on our YouTube channel, not only are there loads of free classes for your ScanNCut, but there are loads of free classes with our Diane, who was instrumental in the design of Minecraft Studio. There's loads of free classes on there with her as well. And there's a whole help menu on Minecraft Studio. It's brilliant. Please don't miss out. It's free. Why would you not? Right, so moving on. We've done our deal of the day. I'm just going to recap that for you. If you want 35 sheets of 12 by 12 vinyl, 4 transfer sheets for your vinyl and your little burnishing tool, shop colours, $29.99 instead of $34.99. Deal of the day. Content may vary. Now, our lovely Sam, who is our warehouse manager, will make sure that you get a nice selection of metallics and your different colours. Okay, oh, that purple's gorgeous. Look at that. It's actually, it looks quite different on your screen. It looks more blue. In real life, it's dairy milk colour. Right, Laura?
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone that came to the NEC and bought dairy milk. Everybody bought, we had these 2 massive bars. It was brilliant, and then some smaller bars, but we bought several. It was fabulous, thank you. It literally kept us going. Oh, seriously, it kept us going. Right, let's have a look if we've got any. Bob D. Hi, Bob. Hello, Mel, quick question. I haven't seen you before either. Are you new too? Right, when I change the angle of a shape in canvas and then try to weld to another shape, it reverts back to the original orientation. Is there a way to stop this from happening? Thanks in advance, Bob. Do you know what, Bob? There isn't. And it's really annoying, isn't it? And I've sent a message to Brother about it because it really does annoy me. What I would do is build it in on your screen, on your ScanNCut, because it doesn't do it then. I don't know why it does it, but it does, and it is really annoying. I have asked them to look at it, but for now, bring everything on, rotate it, etc., on your machine, and then if you need to send it into Canvas to do another function, then do that. But yes, yeah, absolutely. Kaz says Minecraft Studio is absolutely amazing. I love it. It really is. Honestly, it really, really is. Mark says, Mel, I saw you at the NEC on Friday. I wanted to ask you about a problem I was having when scoring with the ScanNCut, but you were busy. We were. Isn't life funny? As later on Friday, I watched a replay of the show you did live from the NEC and problem solved. Listen, I didn't get the psychic degree, but sometimes, because I use it every day, I kind of know what you need. That's brilliant, Mark. How fabulous is that? Love that. Right, Pamela, let's have a look. No more question. Oh, one more question, Mary. Hi, Mel and team. Can you please tell me how you did the picture on your apron? Do you know what? I got more comments about that. So these are iron-on transfers that we had on our website. And I asked Stephanie to put the elephant on the pocket, and she put a lion on. Of course she did. Of course she did. So then we have an elephant that got together overnight with the giraffe, because he's a very tall elephant, because his feet are popping out the bottom. So he's an eliraph, right, with a lion in the middle. Who knew? Tell you, that's a combination, isn't it? Imagine that. Imagine that. An elephant eating the leaves off the trees and roaring while it's doing it. Brilliant. Hello, everyone. What setting do you use? Hang on. What settings do you print on Premium Pure Print? Elaine, if you're thinking about putting that on your ScanNCut mat, please don't. Premium Pure Print is not for your ScanNCut mat. It will stick, it loves it, and it doesn't want to give it you back. And you don't need any, just regular print settings. You don't need to change anything on your printer for Premium or the regular Pure Print. So, but please don't put Premium on your mat because you won't get it off. You'll have to run it under the tap and then you're wasting your card. Now then, let me talk to you about this, because this has gone a little bit bonkers today. So we brought this to you a few weeks ago, and then we had a lovely lady last week who said she missed out on it because she was looking after her grandchildren, and me and Stephanie both went, we need to do that deal again because we can't have anybody missing out on this. So A little bit of back history. I know most of you know this, but we get new people all the time. I'll be as quick as I can. We did a digital version of the Tattered Lace subscription for 2 years, so 24 editions. And this is one of them printed out. So we had this thing where we did the physical magazine, and I wanted to do a digital for everybody. Oh, Elaine says not for the ScanNCut. Perfect. Thank you. And we did a digital version. Now, in the physical version, the first 7 or 8 projects were made with the free gift that came on the front of the magazine. And then the rest of the magazine was inspiration, information, education. And throughout that month, we used the dies that we launched on TV throughout that month. So you could then buy the dies to make the projects. When we decided to do a digital version, I didn't want you to have to do that. I wanted you to be able to open this magazine at any page and make that project from the card blank to the sentiment and everything in between. And we did it. I don't know how I managed to convince Stephanie and the team to do that, but I did, and I'm really pleased. Now, if you check this out on the website this morning, it would have been £720 because you get all 24 issues. You'll get the card base, the mats and lasers printables, if that's what you want to use, or you can use it with the cutting files. You then get the Charisma printables with the cutting files. If there's a sentiment on the card, you get the sentiment as a drawing file or a cutting file. If we've used any kind of stencil techniques, you get the stencil as a cutting file, and you can make every single project in all 24 magazines. And then at the end of it, you've got all of those cutting files that you can continue to use, which is tremendous value for money, because I once sat down and worked it out. There's roughly about 10,000 cutting files. The best way to learn your machine is to use it. And the most exciting way to use it is making a project. And then on top of that, our Amanda filmed every card as a class. Now, she didn't film all the cutting out, but she showed you the bits that you needed to see. Seriously, guys, $39.99 is going to get you 24 digital magazines where you can make every single project, which is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now then, our Avril just used my points to get Tattered Lace 1 to 24 download offer. Oh heck, how amazing is that? Now, we had a message this morning from, I think it was our Pauline, who said, do not miss this deal. It's absolutely phenomenal, and it absolutely is. $39.99. That's less. Just divide $39.99 by 24 for me, Lily, please. I think I might cry a bit at this.
24?
Yeah.
1.66.
£1.66 an issue. Oh, that makes me go a bit funny. Now, I'll tell you how much content is in here. It used to take 4 graphic designers 2.5 weeks each month. So what we do is we took the project that was in the magazine, we took that artwork and converted it to SVG files for you. Can you imagine how much work that was? Then we worked out all the printables. Then some of them have envelopes on. Honestly, it's incredible. This will be the best $39.99 you spend this year. And if you're looking for a gift for somebody in your house who has a ScanNCut and they haven't got that, let me tell you, talk about education, that is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now then, let's have a look. Jackie Jones, not criticising, but just curious how you got 720 for digital magazines. When I bought mine from CNC, I know you didn't pay that. That's what it would have been. So it would have been, just divide 720 by 24 for me. That would be £30 an issue. Don't need you to, Lily, done it. £30 an issue. That's what it was before we did that discount. So 24 times £30 gets you 720. I hope that makes sense. Now, you're getting it for $39.99. When we did it on air, we did a tremendous deal, just like we did with the physical one. So that's where that comes from. All right, so at full price, that's what you would have got. Patrice says, I purchased the Tattered Lace magazine last week and I've had so much fun and learnt so much. Thank you, Mel. Elaine says, I stopped watching your live shows because I spent too much. Started again and ordered a new mat and also downloads. You see, there you go. So Jackie, I hope that answers your question. Just get it in your basket and get it checked out. Oh no, you've got it. Got it. Right. Let's have a demo, shall we? So we're going to start with this K card. All right. So what I've done so far is cut out the card shape. So to do that, let me talk you through it from start to finish. Now, where have I put my stylus? I've already lost my stylus. Here it is, in my pocket. Look at the state of this pocket. Look at this. My whole life's in there. I've got tweezers, gate keys, passes, honestly. Mad as a box of frogs. Right, let's have a look at this, because we had a couple of people ask about the mats and layers and how we work out which goes with which. All right, so that's easy. So first of all, I've got all the files on a USB, and we're going to retrieve that information from that USB. Now we're going into the K card, so we'll look at the card first. So card piece 1 will cut out this aperture section here, like that. Okay, so that's your K card right there. All right, so you cut that out. It does have perforation lines in. I'll show you how to change those to a score line in a little while. Are you all right, Chick? You're very cold, aren't you? Look, Lily, turn that aircon off, darling, please, now. Then, if we go back, you've got card piece 2. We've got a girl who's always cold, and you've got me who's going through menopause, right? If you ever need to warm up, just come and hug me, because I'm like a little radiator. Then, you're also going to get card piece 2. Now, the reason that I've cut these out with the perforation lines is so that I know that that's a valley fold and that's a mountain fold. Now, you can't just change both of them to straight lines to score, because you have to have a perforation line for a valley. Because otherwise, if you imagine, if you'd scored that and then you fold in on that score, all that excess card at the side of that score line is going to crumple up. So you have to have a perforation for a valley, but you can absolutely have a score line for a mountain. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So once you've got to this stage, it will tell you in your instructions. Now I do it this way. So I folded it up. Now I haven't made a mistake, but I chose to use the really thick card that we had. I think it was nearly about 380 GSM. It's a little bit thick. So use a different one of our cards, but that's going to stick there, and then that, bear with, hold the line caller, it's going to go in there. That's what I mean about using a card that's a little bit too thick. All right, so we're going to then stick that down onto there. Right, so that's that bit, super easy, right? Now we've got our mats and layers. So if we go back and we go into mats and layers, you've got card piece 1, which will give you all of those, and you've also got card piece 2, which will give you the mats and layers for those. All right, now I want those this time, so we're going to press OK and set that on a mat. So the easiest way, I've already done these, but I haven't done this one. The easiest way to think about it is the top layer would be your patterned paper, and the next layer would be your first piece of card, and your third layer would be your next piece of card. Now I only want to do 2 layers on this, I don't want 3. So I can get rid of this, so just select one of the pieces that you don't want to keep, that you want to delete. You're not deleting it off the USB, you're just deleting it off the mat. So we're going to edit, and we're going to multiple select part of the mat this time, drag over the pieces that we want to keep, then press OK. That will select everything that we want to delete in one go, and pop that in the bin and press OK. All right, so now looking at this, I need to rotate that one so it's facing in the opposite direction. So object edit, rotate 90 degrees, because when I'm putting this through that card, through that aperture, that's the way that the picture is going to be. All right. If I did it the way that it was, it would have been back to front and it wouldn't have fit. So think about that too. So first of all, we're going to scan in a picture and we're going to position that exactly where we want it to be. Okay, so we're going to do that bit first. This piece down here, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be cut out card. So unless your card's got a pattern on it or a texture on it, it doesn't matter which way you cut it. But right now I don't want to cut that one because I'm just cutting out of paper. So if you go into your little spanner, wherever there's a spanner, there's a toolbox behind it. And I'm going to change my cut area. I'm just going to drag over that piece at the bottom so it can't see it. And then I can keep that on there. I don't need to save it and then recall it. I can keep all my other files on there and it will just cut that one. So we're going to take a piece of these papers. Now these are one of our downloads. We have had them added to the show for you for today. And this was the Shop Gonks $9.99. They're still on a 3 for 2. So after we've done this demo, I will show you those papers because I'm not buying pattern papers anymore from anywhere else because ours are just as good. I also want to show you at some point today how to just cut him out without using a pair of scissors, using the ScanNCut. So I want to show you how to do that. Okay, right. So let me take this. I'm going to load this into here. So press load mat. We're going to scan this in. So we're going to scan this in so that we can actually see it. Okay. Now then, I might have to change where I block out that card piece because I've come right down to the bottom of this mat. But let's see what happens. So we're going to scan in from here and we're going to press start. Now I could have just cut this down. If I'd had any common sense, I'd have done that, but I haven't. Actually, I do have quite a lot of common sense, just not on this. Didn't think that through. It's fine. We can adjust it. It's one of those things, isn't it? Right, let's burnish that down properly. So now I'm going to move this up here. I'm going to move that down there and I'm going to change that area that it can't see. So I'm going to drag that out there so we've got that, and I'm going to drag that down there so it doesn't see that part. Okay, like so. So I'm going to make the background darker so that you can see it. So into that toolbox again and just click background darker. And then we're going to zoom in because I want him in it. I also want that frame so it makes it so it looks correct. And I'm just going to zoom right in so that I can see whether I've positioned that exactly where I want it to be. Now these arrows here scroll down, up and across. Okay, so I'm looking at the left hand side first, then I'm going and looking at the right hand side, and I'm quite happy with that. Let me just make sure that I'm not too much higher. Yeah, I'm just going to move it down a little bit, just a little bit like that. Now every one of these nudges on an SDX is 0.5 millimetre. Every nudge on a CM is 1 millimetre, just so that you know that, because that can be really useful. And now all we're going to do is please select and cut, press OK and start. All right, so that's now going to cut that out. I'm just going to grab this iPad in case we've got any more questions. Right, Glyn Wilson, thank you, Glyn. I bought the magazines quite a while ago and I paid a lot more than today's price. And it has turned out to be worth every penny. I do not begrudge having paid more, so today's price is a no-brainer. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That's brilliant. Tina Marie, I love predictive text. Shop honk. You've put shop gonks. I know, predictive text. The best one is when we do Mixie on glue from Cadence. Every time it comes up as minion. I do wish we sold minions because I buy them, but we don't, which is fabulous. Patrice says, purchased Tattered Lace magazine last week. I've had so much fun and learnt so much. Oh, Lisa Evans. Oh, Hi Mel, I've just booked tickets to go and see Wicked. Can't wait. Are you going to the theatre or in the cinema? It's out, isn't it, this month? I'm so excited. I was at the Jackie Jones says, oh, thanks, didn't realise we got such an amazing price even back then. I flipping love it, by the way. It's great, isn't it, Jackie? I love it. Yes, it's out this week. I was stood in the line at the queue at the toilets at the NEC. Of course you were. There's always a queue for the ladies' toilets and never for the men's, isn't there? It's really annoying. And this lady had a Wicked sweatshirt on, and I said to her, where did you get it from? Primark. Guess where I'm going this weekend? I love Wicked. Right, sorry, digressing. Right, let's get this piece now. So this piece now is going to fit on here perfectly, but we've got quite a lot of space around there, so we need to cut the card piece out next. But look how lovely that is. This is one reason of the many reasons why you need a scanner in a cutting machine, right? Brilliant. We sold quite a few ScanNCuts to cricket users at the weekend, I'm not going to lie. Because as soon as they saw that scanner, they were like, oh, should have got this. And I was like, Where they decided they were going to sell it and buy this. I was like, good shout, right? Right, let's do the card file. And I seriously, I mean, I can be the most cynical person in the world, especially when it comes to the craft, because I've been in this industry a long time. And I've seen a lot of products come and go. And I was like, yeah, but why do I need a scanner? That's just a, you know, gimmick. Oh, how wrong was I? I love it when I have to admit I'm wrong, especially about this, because it's just brilliant. Right, let's do this. So let's put this up here in that top corner. I've cut it out. I'm going to cut it out of a piece of cardstock that coordinates with the artwork. So if we look at this colour, just showing you, look, so I'll always pick a colour out of here. Now I've gone for his hat. Whatever colour you mat this onto is what you will see. So if you mat it onto pink, you'll see that. If you mat it onto brown, you'll see that. It's a really clever technique, but just choose a colour that will coordinate. If you haven't got the card, you could cut it out of white and just colour the edges with a pen, if you've got a pen that colour, and just use your regular cardstock. Love that technique, it saves you a fortune. So now we just keep pressing OK, please select, cut and start, and that will give us the matte layer. Now then, rather than building the card up, because it's really obvious where everything goes, we might do it later on, or I'll do it in between shows. What I want to do is show you how to fussy cut that gnome out of a piece of paper so that you've got a decoupage layer, because I think that's a really cool thing to show you. Okay, so that's my matte layer, and all I did was I edged the yeah, I do need my matte. What are you talking about? Of course you need your matte, Melanie. I went around the edge with a brown. So I like to edge my cards because it creates a faux matte layer. And the reason I went for brown was because of his little shoes. So I didn't want to go for black because it was a bit harsh. I didn't really want to go for purple because I like a neutral colour. So I just went for the brown in his shoes. Okay, just so that you know. Right, now then, let's talk about fussy cutting, shall we? Are you ready, Lily? Oh, Lily loves fussy cutting. She's been banned doing it at work because it takes too long. So I'm going to show her how to do it digitally. Right, so we're going to press this down nice and firm. All right, so we've got that. Not bothered about the fact that it comes over the edge, because all I want is that one. You're then going to take a piece of acetate, and I've put it further down. Have you noticed I put it further down the mat? Okay. We're then going to put a piece of acetate over the top of here, and we're going to tape it in place. This is another reason why I work further down, because I don't want you to put tape up here, because tape will have a sticky residue and you do not want your static rollers going through glue. Okay, so we're going to tape this in place like that, avoiding that edge, and then just run your nail down the edges so it doesn't move. Okay, so we've now got a hinge. Then I'm going to take a permanent marker. Now, I know you might think this is a waste of acetate. If you use hand sanitizer afterwards, it'll take this off. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw around this little gonk. Okay, so we're just tracing over the edge. Now wherever you put that line is where it's going to cut. So if you want to make his bobble a little bit bobblier, you can do that. So we're just going round and we're just tracing around the edge. Okay, so round here, we're going to come down round here. I'm going to go over here because I'm not worried about that little bit because it's going to be right underneath anyway. We're then going to continue. Oh no, don't want that bit, wipe that bit off. I want to come down here, round his little feet, like that. Actually, yeah, no, I do. I'm going to just do the whole thing. You can then isolate if you want to. I don't mean you isolate. We did enough of that, don't we? I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, isolate the bit. Then I'm going to come down here. So I'm going to go right through those flowers. I'm going to go across that bag like that it's got all these little flowers in. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to meet that there. And I'm just going to wipe away that little bit that's just there, like that. Okay, so now I've got my line. So now I'm going to take a piece of cream cardstock, can be white, can be whatever you've got, just make sure it's a pale colour because you need a contrast. And we're going to put that in between there, like that. Okay, I'm just going to wipe that little bit off there. Oh, too late, never mind, it'll be fine. Right, so now what we're going to do is scan this in. All right, so, and we're going to scan to direct cut. So we're going to load this in, press OK, home, and OK. We're going to load the mat in. Now when you're loading your mat, please, please make sure it's butted up to both rollers, make sure it's inside the ledges and keep hold of your mat. Keep it flat. Don't make it bend, but make sure you keep hold of your mat while you press load mat, because you do not want one of those rollers to take it and the other one not, because then it'll load your mat sideways and then you need a new mat. So we're going to scan and we're going to scan to directly cut that out. All right, so direct cut. We're going to use the machine to convert it and we're going to press, oh, hang on, just pause. Okay, I don't want it to scan in colour. I just want it to scan in grayscale. So direct cut, machine. It wouldn't have really mattered, but it just takes longer. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to press start. It's because it's trying to find up to 20 colours. Now, I spoke to a lady the other day who had the original CM machine and she's never updated it. I was like, oh my goodness me, your machine now reads SVG files, it scans in colour, all of that. So make sure that you do your updates. On your Wi-Fi enabled ones, it'll automatically come up, so you don't need to worry about that. Right, now then, it's found that gonk. So I'm going to drag over here, because I don't want it, all those lines, and I'm going to preview that and press OK. There we go, and OK again. And there's the gonk, exactly where I put it. So we're going to remove that cream card now. We're going to grab our tweezers and get underneath that tape and peel that off gently because we don't want that paper to move. So we're going to peel that off. Use that for something else later on. We're going to remove the acetate and then we're going to please select and cut and start. Now, once you've done that once, save that file. And then every time you come to cut this paper out, you've got that file. What I would do if I had time is go in and do one for his nose, one for his hat, one for his nose with his moustache, and do all of that. So let's press start. It's brilliant, that, isn't it? It's also really good if you've got photographs and you've got somebody camera bombing behind you. You can just go in and get rid of them. So let's see what we've got when we've done this, and then we might have time to put it together. Although I do want to show you those words, Melanie, mini downloads. Every time I love this machine a little bit more. Look at, I mean, come on, Lily, look. Right? Look at that. There he is. How incredible is that, right? So exciting. So exciting. I love that. And look, where's my doodah? What's it's gone? Here. Here he is, look. On there, look at that. Perfect. Oh my goodness me, I love this. I think that is just fabulous. Right, let me talk to you about these downloads. I'm going to go back through the Tattered Lace and I want to show you these. I know, tonight, loads of demos, promise, okay? Right, first of all, don't miss out on your deal of the day. This is a cracking deal. So you're going to get 4 of your transfer sheets. You're going to get 35 sheets of vinyl. Contents will vary, but our Sam will look after you all and make sure you get a nice mix of all of it. This is your deal of the day. You're also going to get your little burnishing tool as well. So all of that lot's coming to you for $29.99 instead of $34.99. You will still get your discount off that and your points back, which is great. Have we had any more questions? Oh, yes, I sold a Cricut and bought a ScanNCut. Best decision I've made. Got a lot to learn, but a great teacher. Thank you. I teach the way that I learn, little bits at a time, because I can't retain much information, to be fair. How do you get Amanda's tutorials for the magazines? That's a very good question. I will answer that at 6 o'clock. I think it might be as part of your download. Is it? Part of your download. There you go. Part of your download. Awesome, right? Brilliant, isn't it? Right, let me just show you these really quickly because I'm going to show you my favourite 3, but you check them out on the website because there'll be loads of them. This one is superb. Gears and Garlands. This is the one that I'm using on the Advance pop-up card. How wonderful is this? If you love that nod to steampunk, this is amazing. Now you get 15 papers or designs. You get 10 in portrait and 5 in landscape. How amazing are these? Now, the way that I use them for all of my projects is I asked it to print 2 on 1 page. So when you get to your print settings and it asks quantity per page, ask it to do 2. You will get the perfect sizes for your mats and lays for your cards. Ask it to do 4, so A6 instead of A4. You've got toppers for your cards. It's brilliant. My next favourite one is this one. Talk about nostalgic. Look at that. The one with Grandad reading to the children is just exquisite. This reminds me of Christmas when we were little, right? Isn't this lovely? Absolutely lovely. And this one, look at that. Aren't they fabulous? I love them. Absolutely love them. Then you gotta have a gonk, right? Look at these. How fabulous are these? This one reminds me of Gandalf from Harry Potter. Not Gandalf. What was he called? That's the wrong film, Melanie. That's Lord of the Rings. What was he called? Headmaster.
No idea.
Oh, you don't know what the headmaster is called in Harry Potter?
No, don't like Harry Potter.
Me and you are going to seriously fall out. What's it called?
I've been to Harry Potter land, but couldn't tell you.
Please, somebody put it in the comments, because that's going to drive me crazy. Not Gandalf. That's Lord of the Rings. What's it called? Oh my goodness me.
No
Wow. And then look at these. So that's the one that you saw me scan in, but I asked it to do 2 on a page. Aren't these fabulous?
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
But it's auto-corrected. How fabulous is that? Fumbled. Oh.
Dumbledore. Dumbledore. Where did that come from? Right, next ones. We'll show you these as well because we've got a couple of minutes left. Look at this. How fabulous is this? If you like your farmyard. And they're $9.99 each. So if you put 3 in your basket, you'll only pay for 2. So $19.98 is going to get you 45 designs that you can print on what you want, when you want, and in the size that you want, which is super exciting. We might as well do the butterflies. Poppies, important this month. I'm going to go to Tesco's and buy myself some poppies. Fabulous, aren't they? Look at that. How lovely are they? And then you've got your landscape ones on the other side. Now, that technique that we've just done, imagine doing that with these, but just drawing around the wings, leaving the body, around that wing, putting another one underneath this, so when you lift it, it looks like you've got a double butterfly. Same with that. What about drawing around the flowers and cutting those out? It's great, isn't it? Absolutely great. That acetate trick opens up lots more options for you. And then last but no means least, look at this with the lavender. How beautiful is that? And you can then decoupage that up. So draw around that, draw around the flowers. Isn't it fabulous? I love them. Absolutely. I love them. Look at those. Now you can do your own decoupage just with a piece of acetate and a pen. It's good, isn't it? Right, my lovelies. Coming up next, it's Lily and David with Christmas gifting. I think that might cost me some money. I'm going to have a nosy, see what's in there before I go for my lunch. Ian says, oh, wow. I know what I'm doing later. That's amazing. Talking about the acetate trick. It's good, isn't it, that? That's amazing, Mel. I need to go and try it myself. Thank you. You're welcome. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Mel. I needed that demo of fussy cutting. I find reading instructions hard. Yeah, I get that. I don't do words. And I don't have pictures, so that's even worse. Carol, love you. Thank you for telling me, Dumbledore. That would have driven me crazy. The rice papers are great for using on the gift bag SVG. I have all the ones you're showing and they're fabulous. Can we have an SVG gift bag in landscape, please? I'll work on that for you, Pauline. That's a good one. Brilliant. Does the acetate trick work with acetate? Yes, absolutely. As long as you can see, because your acetate's clear, so if you've got a printable acetate underneath, as long as you can see clearly, then it's going to work. And if not, you can do it where you do it off the mat, so put a piece of white underneath the printed acetate, put your acetate over the top, then draw around it, then put it on your mat, line it up again, and then you're good to go. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you for your company. I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to go and have a look what's going on next door. So make sure that you stay tuned and I'll see you back here at 6 o'clock tonight. Have a lovely afternoon. You take care.